This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Great opening. Welcome to DBL, everyone. We made it. It's Friday, November 20th. All right. I'm Tori here with my dear friends, Al and Lindsay. It's lovely to see you both.
Al doesn't like when you call us dear
that's
friends.
why I did it.
I kind of need that today. I feel like my pocket square is super aggressive.
You look formal
I like
and
that.
aggressive.
Is it
like
coming out
mauve?
too much?
Is that
it
the
looks
color?
like popcorn at the movies.
Well, listen, we're dressing ourselves, so, you know, it takes a lot. Thanks,
true.
Kiri, but we're putting on the clothes
Nice tuck.
and organizing ourselves.
It's true, but when you turn towards me, I did duck.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
All right, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and with the coronavirus raging across the country, the CDC is now pleading with people not to travel. Nonetheless, about 48 million Americans are expected to hit the road this year. AAA estimates at least a 10% drop from last year, but airlines are reporting a spike in cancellations after the new CDC warning. I would hope so. So now the question is, do you cancel Thanksgiving? And what are you supposed to do if you and your family don't agree on those plans? I know I can hear you out there saying, this is my life. DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. Do you go to Thanksgiving even if you don't think it's a good idea? We want you to go to dblvote.com to tell us your opinion. You can say yes, you can say no. Right now, I'm dealing with this a little bit. my parents expected me to come home for Hanukkah, like expected it, and said so. And when they say like, I expect you to come home, there's like a different, like parental thing of that. And I said no. And it was an awkward generational, some part of a gap of I will take the hit of being in a fight with you over risking your life. Yeah. I'm taking the hit on that one. What do you guys think? Do you have family that's...
Well, I'm not having any conflict about what the decision is, but I have a really close friend that basically her fiance wants to travel and she doesn't, and they decided that he's going alone. And so I know
they just split.
They're just going to do their own things, which is sad then because she's going to be home by herself, and then he's going to be with his family. But I think, you know, it's tough when you're trying to deal with what your family thinks and what you think. My grandmother calls me like, don't even bring your behind over here. Like, she's the exact opposite. She's like, don't even think about it. Like, and when I tried to go to her house earlier this year, she like threw things from the door. I think you saw that on my Instagram. Like, okay, nice to see you. Get out of here. So I don't know that her perspective is going to change.
I think that, you know, you're talking about your friends. The guy's going to go and your female friend's going to stay. I think that he's made a decision for both of them. She might as well go at this point. Are they living together?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, when somebody makes it, this is the one disease when you have an airborne virus that affects everybody. It's not like, hey, you know, I love my DBL crew, but I'm going to go to the football game. It's Sunday. I got tickets, 50-yard line. No, I made a decision that you're going to the football game too, and so are you, Tori. And whatever happens there, if I decide to have some drinks and be reckless with my mask because my team is winning, I want to take my mask off and yell. You're taking your mask off and yelling for my team. You're taking your mask off and yelling for my team. And we just don't think about it like that. It's such a weird thing.
It's a very exponential. It's a good point. Let's see what our DBL Nation, I'm actually really interested. No. Oh my God, I'm getting so old. No. See you next year.
Are you squinting at the screen?
Look at this one, Tori.
It's very small. I couldn't see that.
But, all right.
Okay, can we just say...
We're trying to project an image of strength on this show, Tori.
Grandma.
85% of you are saying no, and I think the stakes are so high that there's a line in the sand that has to be made. By the way, my parents and I are not in like a huge fight, but it did cause conflict, and I know that's relatable to a lot of you. So keep writing us in if that's something you're dealing with. There's still confusion going on with the election, right? Last night, Georgia confirmed that Joe Biden won the state after it was recounted the votes by hand. This also happened yesterday.
That is ridiculous.
That's a rough one.
Just want to leave it there. That's the president's lawyer. That is Rudy Giuliani at a press conference. Okay, he had some unidentified brown liquid, let's just call it, down his face. Something was there. Some said it was hair dye. I believe it probably was sweating. He, again, made all sorts of allegations about massive voter fraud, but did not provide any credible evidence. Meantime, the president himself has invited 2 Michigan lawmakers to the White House today. It's reported he may ask them to pick rogue electors. What does that mean? Is that the new Born Identity movie? No. Electors are the people who cast the votes for the Electoral College in each state. Now, in Michigan, the electors have to vote for the person who got the most votes. You vote, the electors then say who you voted they vote for. Biden won Michigan by more than 150,000 votes, but a rogue elector, on the other hand, would cast a vote for someone other than the popular vote or the person who won. This is directly trying to take away from the will of the people. Lindsay, you're somewhat of a conservative, and you still are sort of nodding your head. Am I right?
I feel like Jonathan can't just go in there and say, nah, I'm not doing that, right? There's like a whole process, and a legal process that actually ties you to what the popular vote of that state was. And so I think there could be a lot of hurdles to get through if they do decide to go in there and say, I'm casting a vote other than what other people are doing.
Like all of Detroit.
Right. You can't just disregard an entire part. It's going to be a bigger issue than just going in there and trying to get away with that. Like, that's not even slick.
Is this a Hail Mary, is what you're saying? And what do you think the brown liquid was on Rudy Giuliani's face?
I'm going to go with like a little bit of healthy combination of hair dye and spray tan.
Okay,
and when
that's
those
fair.
two wonderful things combine, that's what you see. You know, look, Rudy can do aesthetically what he wants to look younger. We all want to look as young as we can. So, you know, it was an hour and a half press conference. I watched a lot of it. It was a lot going on. I think that what we need to understand, without getting into the weeds here, is understand that when you start doing things like we're going to do these things to supersede the will of the people, the people that are pro-Trump or pro-whatever agenda that is, they'll feel like they won. But what they have to understand is once we remove rules, the other side feels the same way as well. And the only reason that we have structure in this system is because we have rules. When you start having a vote and then overriding it and people lose confidence in the system, this democracy that we claim to love so much, bald eagles flying or salute the troops, it's over. So I hope it's worth whatever they're trying to do. I hope you get your victory, because I don't think people are anticipating what the other side will do, which they rarely do.
And I just want to bring up, my cousin's a historian, and she was talking about this on Nightline the other day, that the whole point of them conceding and the president conceding and coming together is so that the Legion, 70+ million people that voted for him, are going to go in line with Joe Biden and give him a chance.
100%.
And right now, we're just diminishing that opportunity for him to even get a chance to lead in any kind of real way.
Absolutely. And if you don't know, with the transition comes confidential information that might be really important for coronavirus vaccine or information that Biden might need, right? So for me, that's what's so dangerous about it. We got some comments coming in. I want to read to you. Dixie, great name, isn't it?
I love that.
Want to go hang out with her.
Classic name.
I love it. Our daughter is delivering our dinner to us, but not staying. This is about Thanksgiving.
We assumed. We didn't think it was Friday night takeout. Thanks, Tori.
Okay.
This is regarding Thanksgiving.
This is about Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Dolores on Facebook says, yes to Thanksgiving with precautions if everyone agrees. I have a hard time with that. Valerie said,
if you're driving an hour or something, I think that's different. Or even, I know somebody who drove from Atlanta to Chicago for their family. I think you're like secluded in your car. It's a little different than saying, okay, I'm
flying across the country.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. It's case by case. Valerie says, nope, cooking at home. Grady says, my family's decided to stay home for safety, even though we do enjoy gathering. I love gathering. I'm a gatherer. Okay, I'm not a hunter. I'm a gatherer. But I think my mom and dad's life is more important. But you can come at me and talk to me. That's what we do here. Before we go to break, though, we got a viral video to share. This is a Russian man. He was cleaning ice off of his car when, in the nick of time, he moves out of the way as a giant slab of concrete, watch again, falls on his car. It nearly splits the car in two. He's so lucky to be alive. But check this out. The man took it all in stride. Here he is posing with a beer next to his wrecked car.
No
Those
way.
Russians, man, they are hardy stock.
This reminded me of Final Destination. Remember that movie?
Yes.
Like, how does that the chance of that happening is ridiculous.
Can you imagine I was going to say some math terms I shouldn't have, but like the parallelogram that has to fall, or parabola that has to fall for him to.
Okay.
Let Al take it from here.
She said, I'm going to say some math terms right off the bat. You know it's going to be bad, Lindsay. But then she said parabola. That's not a word.
I don't know what that is.
And then parallelogram. That's definitely not the word she wanted. And then she said parabola, which is a word that no one knows. So why don't you go ahead and take us to break?
I'm so red. Coming up on DBL, did Will Smith finally bury the hatchet with his former Fresh Prince co-star? The reunion moment everyone is talking about. Plus, inside the elite club where being brainy is boss. That's my kind of place.
Do they have parabolas there?
They do. Do I have what it takes to hang with the best and the brightest? Not after this segment. We're going to find out.
See yourself.
Welcome back to DBL. Will Smith has ended his long-standing feud with the original Aunt Viv, Janet Hubert. Janet joined the cast, for the Fresh Prince reunion special on HBO Max. It was also the first time she met Daphne Maxwell Reid. First time ever. Wow. Who replaced her on the show. Janet sat down with Will for the first time in 27 years to clear the air. Janet said she left the show after she was offered a restrictive contract that included a pay cut. She said at the time, Will tried to force her out by painting her as, quote, difficult. Let's all take a look.
I lost everything. Reputation, everything. And I understand you were able to move forward, but you know those words, calling a black woman difficult. In Hollywood, it's the kiss of death. It's the kiss of death, and it's hard enough being a dark-skinned black woman in this business.
Wow, there's a lot of talk about the new Aunt Viv was lighter skinned. There's sort of a colorism there that
Oh, that's interesting. I never thought about that.
The hierarchy, right? Well, in today's episode of Red Table Talk, Will spoke with a psychologist about his decision to bury the hatchet. Take a look.
It's not how I want to make people feel. My whole life and career is centered on aggressively trying to make people feel the opposite of that.
What'd you guys think when you saw that?
I'm so happy they squashed it, and I actually, being reflective, I feel bad that I took Will Smith's side the whole time.
Me too.
And thought that Janet was this evil person.
Too.
And she just was trying to, like she said, raise a kid and be a woman and not take a crappy contract. Like a lot of women have to argue their way into a fair placement, especially in media. And so it's really messed up that until this moment, I just didn't even bother to look into it and just believe Will Smith because he's like this lovable character on television.
He's goofy and funny. Isn't that the climate change, though, now? A woman, I think, could speak up and not be considered somewhat difficult. Al, what do you think about him opening up like that?
I'm a climate denier, but I'll answer your question. No, honestly, you know, we look at Will Smith and like what he had to say there. He's 50?
Yeah.
How old was he when he was making these decisions? Mid-20s? All of a sudden, he goes from kind of, I wouldn't even say obscurity, he was already a rap star at that point, but he's now becoming one of the most famous men in the world, and I'm sure he looked at this as just a person and actor, a speed bump on the way to where I want to go. Let's get rid of her and get somebody else in here, and I think at 50, you're more reflective. So I think I'm glad that they got a chance to squash it, like you said, Lindsay, and I hope she gets another chance. First of all, she is still stunning.
Yeah, beautiful.
What?
She looks exactly the same.
She looks like Aunt Viv.
I hope that she gets her second chance, and I think Will's got some strings to pull to help that happen.
Yeah,
I was going to say, let's hope Will Smith actually makes a mistake.
I think he can pick up a phone.
I would think so, and I think he should. Good for him for being honest about it, though. Coming up on DBL, we're shining a light on a very exclusive club that I want to be a part of. Only the smartest people in the world get in, so you know I'm a shoo-in.
You got this tour.
I don't.
If you have
Welcome back to DBL. Do y'all recognize this symbol? You've either seen it or you have no idea. Well, it's Mensa, one of the oldest and largest high IQ societies in the world. A society so big, yet so little is known about it. Well, I wanted to know what it's really like to be a member, so I went straight to the source and even took a test. Take a look.
Mensa International dates back decades. In 1946, two men decided to create a society for bright people, where race, color, age, religion, and politics didn't matter. Just one thing: their IQ.
It's just a number, but my IQ is being measured as being 145.
And that's the kind of IQ you need to get in. Let's break it down. 100 to 110 is a high average. 120 to 129 is superior. And 130 and above is considered highly gifted.
We are joined by Sandy Halby, local secretary and president of the Plains and Peaks Mensa in Colorado Springs. Sandy, you are part of the largest and oldest high IQ society in the world. Tell me a little bit more about what Mensa is. My co-host Jeff thought it was a Jewish support group, so clearly he's not getting in.
Well, Mensa is an international organization that was actually founded in 1946 in England for people who scored in the top 2% on a standardized IQ test. There's lots of high IQ groups out there, but Mensa's the largest one with over 140,000 members.
Are you guys really that smart, or are you just really good at taking tests?
I don't know. One real common misconception is that at our meetings and our events, we sit around talking about partial differential equations so that we play three-dimensional chess, things like that. We all have pocket protectors. So you have people out there from all walks of life. So you get such a variety of people. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about Mensa.
And you'll even have a Daily Blast Live host. I'm just kidding. So who has the highest IQ in Mensa, and do any celebrities belong to a Mensa group?
Supposedly, the highest IQ is Marilyn Vos Savant. She used to have that column, Ask Marilyn.
Yes.
And supposedly she had the highest IQ in the world. Now, as far as celebrities, Gina Davis was a member of Mensa.
Really?
Yes.
Man, that's amazing. All right, now the youngest member of the Mensa IQ Society is 3 years old.
Yes.
Okay. Well, how do you test someone that young, and how rare is it? Be honest.
It's very rare.
Okay.
Mensa has had members as young as 2 and as old as 106. Yes. But most Mensans are between 20 and 80. And as far as testing people that young, there's psychologists and psychiatrists who have tests that they can determine the intellectual potential of children.
I bet so many parents
But it's really rare.
are
really
like, my
rare.
kid can do it. My kid can put the round thing in the round hole. It's amazing. So Mensa is open to anyone that scores a 98% or higher on an IQ test. I'm going to be taking the test and releasing the results, I promise. But I was wondering if you were up for a little test from our side of the camera. It's called the Densa test, and it's all pop culture, if you're ready.
Pop culture is my weak area
I know,
on trivia.
that's what we thought.
Let's give it a go.
That was what we were hoping for. All right, number one, who is your favorite Kardashian? Can you name any?
Oh, Kim.
Oh, starting off strong, Sandy. Starting off strong. Number two, who is Justin Bieber married to?
Well, I know Justin Bieber is a Canadian.
Oh, look, this is fantastic. That counts. It's Haley Baldwin, but I like the answer of the geographic one better. That was really good. All right, how about this one? Which cast member of the Tiger King series was on Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, it was the lady, and it was because I watched that whole thing. I thought the Tiger King thing was fascinating.
Me too.
So I binged it, okay?
I'm so proud you even watched it. Carol Baskin was her name, but I'm impressed that you even knew it was the lady. That was unbelievable.
This has been really fun. And if people are interested in Mensa, I would invite them to visit the American Mensa website. That's www.us.mensa.org.
Awesome. And to learn more about actually her Mensa chapter, check out plainsandpeaks.us.mensa.org. There's a lot of words there, but if you're smart enough, you should be in Mensa. All right, so I took the practice test, huh? Let's see how I did.
All right, let's see.
Boom! So I got 72%. It's above average. First of all, they should have put the word above average. It's a little above average.
It's a C-.
Okay, but hold on.
When you went home with your report card, did you hold up a 72 to your parents?
No.
Yeah, those don't get put on the refrigerator.
It was timed 12 minutes for 50 questions, and they were like, what's the square root of 1,000,000 times 12?
Oh.
So you're trying to tell us you're so brilliant because you got 72% of those, right? Okay, sorry,
That's kind of
awesome.
impressive, because right now I'm 0 for 1.
Right. It was really hard. I was very happy.
I would have just been sitting there confused.
It was hard, and I was nervous. I didn't make it. We'll be right back. As we gear up for winter, get ready for salt trucks to take over the roads. So we're chatting about it in today's DBL Drive, sponsored by CarShield. First up, wax your car before the first snowstorm hits. It actually gives your car an extra layer of protection against the salt. I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
Second, don't drive behind snow plows, and it may sound like common sense, but wash your car regularly. If salt sits on it for too long, it's going to form rust. For peace of mind, get an auto protection plan with CarShield. CarShield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. Call 1-800-505-9619 for
I'll
a
tell you
free
what,
quote.
that's facts. My dad, out the Jackson, God rest his soul, used to tell me don't ride behind salt trucks
Really?
unless your paint up. Yep.
Oh, missed your dad.
Yeah.
I never met him, but I would have loved
He's a good dude.
Yeah, all right. We'll see you Monday, same time,
Happy
same place.
Friday.
Stay safe, everyone. Yay, parabola.
Thank you.